time on Legacy 4x4, we're giving you unrivaled commitment and we're wiring my 38 sedan in the rain because my front axle is torn apart because I'm waiting on axle seals. All right, y'all, 38's a mess. I've got to tint up because it's about to rain, and you know, I want to be able to do this in the rain, and I can't move it, roll it back like, you know, a normal human being because my front axles are blown apart because this one was leaking and I'm waiting on new seals to come in the mail. So, you know, can't roll back because it's on jack stands, which is not ideal, but I want to wire. And if I'm going to wire in the rain, I might as well be a little smart about it. One wire alternator running straight to the battery. This power cable is coming from electric choke on the carb. Not that we're gonna start it. And then we got ignition going to the, you know, LSD box. And this gray wire will be tacked when I do the gauges. But got that running back. Got the battery. This will all be, you know, shrouded over. You won't be able to see it. I overdo zip ties. I zip tie everything once at a time. That way I know it's gonna be organized. I got a little bit of a head start on you guys because, you know, it's just wiring. It's not like you're missing a ton when you like don't see someone plugging in some wires. This is the control box. It's gonna be bolted into the floor right here. There's gonna be couplers right there. It's just an aluminum box. It's like a $10 aluminum box. I just didn't feel like making a box, so I just bought one. That's how it's gonna look. We've got switch for the fuel pump, electric fans. This is gonna be speaker. This is gonna be headlights, and this is gonna be gauge power. And then, you know, we got starter. So I think that's gonna be fine. Starting, it's gonna be, you can still turn it. It's gonna be a little tight, but it'll be all right. That's the only place you can really put it. I don't want it up in this area. I want this to all to be empty. So kind of just like is what it is with that location. I guess I should also go over like fuses and what I'm using. So this is a circuit board for a boat, but these are circuits. This is a 1055 1015 amp circuit, which will trip, you know, like a normal circuit board around a house. So none of these are gonna have fuses. They're all running on the circuit board. The ignitions is directly wired, you know, which, you know, is what it is. I'm not gonna change it. I could throw a relay in, but I'm not. So, and then taillights and turn signals and gauges, I'm all gonna run inline fuses and just run a fuse like right near where the, you know, actual output device is. That way I know where the fuse is and I'll be able to see it. If I need to change it, I can change it. I just don't feel like putting a fuse box in this car. I don't think it'll look as clean, you know, in the rear end area. So, no fuse box. All right, so threw some new headlights on with flashers. They're cheapy, they're like $13 at Harbor Freight. I'm also, I picked up some roof cab markers because I figured why not. Also, it's kind of monsooning right now, so I'm just having fun. The rain's died down, and as you can see, flip on my headlight switch. I've got the nice $13 cheapies up front, but they'll do for now until I upgrade to something else. For $13, you can't go wrong. I made my amber lights red by tinting them. Amber plus black makes red. I think that looks way better than the amber. I wanted them black anyways to have them rendered, so there they are. They are red, and we got running lights. Those get brighter when you step on the brake pad, and the middle of them is the turn signal indicator, so no reverse lights or anything naturally, but that's good. We're gonna move on to trying to bench test and decipher my universal steering column that I have no idea what these wires do. So, all right, here's the debauchery of a mess we're working with right now. Don't worry, this will all get cleaned up. It'll look pretty when I'm done. It's just how my mind works. So after bench testing this instrument, I got that the turn signal instrument takes power from the load wire. Those four are, you know, front left, each bulb for the turn signals. Don't have any flashers installed yet, but those will be in there, and those run to the bulbs. And that black and gray one in the back corner is a brake switch. I also got, you know, the gauges wired in. I haven't put the signal wires in yet, but they are wired in. So I've got, you know, I turned those on, sorry. I don't know if you can see that with the sun. They're all different colors because I'm an idiot and buy things on eBay, it doesn't come with the same bulbs they have listed, which is fine. They're gonna get replaced eventually. They're cheap, shitty gauges, and I'm not trying to drive this at night for the most part anyways. It doesn't bother me, it doesn't bother me, it doesn't bother me, is the bottom line. It doesn't bother me, and I'm the builder, so there it is. But yeah, I've got the lights in them wired to the headlights of the vehicle, so when, you know, the headlights are on, the gauge lights, or the gauge pod lights comes on, also with the turn signal. So doesn't flash yet, still waiting on the flasher, but, and then we have another switch on my instrument panel, and this switch is the power to the gauges, which turns all the gauges on. So next step is going to be waiting on an LED flasher to get in the mail so I can wire that into the turn signal, that way I flash, and starting to wire all of the signal wires. Little mid-status update, got the fuel cell wired up. Yellow and white is the signal wire that goes to the signal output on the gauge. Green's ground. And we're putting in the oil and water sensors for the engine. This oil sensor just replaces the stock oil sensor that goes in the back of the block next to the cam position sensor. And for this water temperature sensor, it's going to be a bit more sketchy, and we're going to take out this plug in the back of the engine, this guy right here, and we're going to plug this into there, and that's how we're going to run the gauges, or the sensors for the gauges. And to make these, I just put a little seal on them. For the water, I did an O-ring. I put one of my universal O-rings on this too, just, you know, just in case. I'm not too worried about it. There's a crush washer on this, and then, you know, some more sealant. So get those installed, and we'll check to make sure all the gauges work, and then we'll button everything up. All right, that's it. It's all the hard stuff. The only thing we have left to do is to wire loom everything and do a final organization. That's how the sensors look. I'm really hoping those don't leak. I just put an O-ring on it, and, you know, didn't break the O-ring, but, you know, still, you never know if they leak or not. So like I said, all you do is clean up the wires. As you can see under here, they're kind of a mess, kind of zip tied a little bit, but, you know, gotta clean those up and shroud everything. All right, guys, that is it. I don't know if you can see that. That's how the wire management looks. Just use wire shroud. As you can see, everything is on. Those are the cup holders. Happy little mistake right there. That's gonna get Sharpied in. You'll never know the difference. All right, how the turn signals look. Let's go to them. That's how they look from behind. It looks beastly. Love that. You can see everything is just shrouded. It's really that simple. Just put on wire shield and shroud on it, and calling it good. Got the cheapy headlights, but it, you know, is what it is. Electric choke, one wire alternator, everything else, and yeah, that's the wiring on it. It is good to go, and the 38 sedan is making some progress, that's for sure. I just got to rebuild the front axle now and do brakes and clutch, and we should be good to go. Plus or minus like a lot of tuning, so it is what it is. But that's progress. Like I said, next video is probably gonna be brakes, getting the thing running, something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm gonna spend some time cleaning up, and I will catch you guys next time.